Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to give my opinion on Tasha K and what I've been noticing lately. So if you haven't heard, there are a lot of people who are basically criticizing her at this point, questioning her journalistic integrity and basically saying, she's kind of a clout chaser and she's not just making content for the sake of pointing out facts. She's just making content to get the views and likes and shares on YouTube, which is basically what a lot of people do, and that is fine. But when you're talking about a certain topic that needs to be backed up with fact, especially when it could defame a person's character, it just seems that you're pushing out the content because you may have a certain vendetta against certain people, or you just don't care about the facts and you want those views. So going into my review, I'm going to talk about how I believe Tasha K kind of has a personal vendetta against Cardi B. So I do believe Tasha K does not like Cardi B, and I do believe there are a lot of people who hate Cardi B. And look, I'm not a fan of hers. I'm not a fan of Cardi B because I really do not like her character. And when I say her character, look, I may be from where people consider the hood, but I do not have that mentality, which is why there are certain times I criticize people with a hood mentality. Because let's be real, 9 times out of 10, hood mentalities don't always work for people. That old saying comes true. You can take the person out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the person, and that will stunt a lot of people's growth. A lot of people who really make it to the highest of the high without being a rapper or without being an athlete who are from the hood, they have a different mentality, which is a good thing, and there is nothing wrong with that. So when I criticize people with a hood mentality, I don't do it out of just like disrespect or spite. I mostly do it out of love and like, hey, I want to help you get out of this, because let's be real, a lot of you guys in the hood want to get out of the hood, but you can't always get out of the hood with the hopes and dreams of just, I'm going to be a rapper or an athlete, because not everyone is meant to be a rapper or an athlete or just have a kid by a rapper or an athlete. There are more things you can do, and a lot of you can do that, and a lot of you want to do that, but you need to change your perspective on life. A lot of people have been comparing Tasha K to LovelyTi, and in some cases, I agree with them to a certain extent. Now, when it comes to journalistic integrity, what I love about LovelyTi is the fact that she'll come out with facts, or as many facts as she can, and even when she gets it wrong, she'll come back. For the most part, she will come back and then say, here are the facts, here are what I found out, here's what's been saying now, here's one news that's been put out one day, and here's the new news that's been put out the next day, either confirming or denying what was previously put out. So she'll come out with as many facts as she can because she wants to put out the facts. And that is great because you do not want to mislead your followers, your subscribers, or anything like that. She'll even give people the free permission to unsubscribe. If you do not like it, just unsubscribe. And I appreciate that of her. She's giving people the free will, but at the end of the day, she's really thinking about her journalistic integrity, and I can tell she has a lot of morals in her that I respect. I am not saying this as a subscriber to LovelyTi, because I do subscribe to her. I am not saying this as just a fan of LovelyTi. There's a reason I subscribe to her. When it comes to me and subscribing to people, I have to watch a whole bunch of your videos and like a lot of your content before I can actually hit that subscribe button. Like, you really have to grow on me. And I understand, as a new YouTuber, as a small YouTuber, I would want those fans and subscribers overnight because, I feel bad that some people have to put out 10,000s of videos and not get 1 million subscribers. But some people put out like 5 and they seem to blow up overnight. So I really, as a new YouTuber, I really am annoyed by that. But it's whatever. I do feel like there's some people who are kind of like busting the rift between LovelyTi and Tasha K because LovelyTi considers Tasha K a friend. And I can tell because she does not associate herself with too many YouTubers. LovelyTi has stated that, and I see why she doesn't associate herself with too many YouTubers, because there's a lot of drama in this YouTube community, especially as you gain more subscribers. Like, some of the small YouTubers, believe it or not, even if some people mention your name, believe it or not, you do not have it as bad as the YouTubers who are like all the way up here, who have to deal with the drama. And now I understand why there's some YouTubers who don't grow as fast, because maybe this is just a sign that says, you know what, you're just not ready for all this price of fame nonsense that come with it. You're just not ready for all that. So you're going to grow very, very, very slow. Other than that, LovelyTi, I can tell, does not associate herself with just any YouTuber or too many YouTubers or too many big YouTubers because of all the drama that comes with it. And now here LovelyTi is caught in a situation of guilty by association, or possibly guilty by association, because Tasha K did not come out with the facts. Tasha K just was giving her opinion, which is fine, you know. LovelyTi didn't believe Tasha K with that Star Marie situation, because personally I just believe that Tasha K has a problem with Cardi B. I don't know why. I don't know personally what it is. I just believe she has a personal vendetta against Cardi B. Like, has me wondering, does Nicki have her on the payroll or something like that? There's been rumors that Nicki Minaj has been paying bloggers and keeping them on the payroll to just say good things about her. And if you can't say anything good about Nicki Minaj, then just don't say anything at all. And the same thing has been said about Cardi B. You know, she's been paying people to keep bad stuff off of the blogs about her and only say good stuff about her. And that takes away from a lot of journalistic integrity, you know? And I think this is one of the problems with social media. They've just given bloggers and people just the free will to say what they want, whether it's a lie or not. So this is why I respect LovelyTi, who tries to come out with the facts. And I've noticed that because LovelyTi wants to get all her stuff in order, edit the video so it's right. I've noticed that because when a story is put out by the Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, The Industry on Blast, a lot of other bloggers on YouTube or on Instagram and Twitter, she comes out a little later than them. They'll have a story in like a few days, and a few days later or a week later, LovelyTi is just coming out with it. Because LovelyTi wants to get her opinion together. She wants to edit it down so it's right. She actually wants to make sure that it's true and factual, and you know, that everything plays out well. Because she's just not about putting a story out for the sake of gaining content. And before anyone may question me, no, I am not on her payroll or anything like that. I don't believe she pays people just to say good things about her, because there are tens of millions of things probably being said about her in a negative way, and she just lets that slide because she knows who she is. And that's what I respect about her. I'm not just saying things because I like her, because trust me, there are some things that I do not agree that LovelyTi has said. There are some times she has made a video where the opinion I didn't agree with, you know, but I still subscribe to her. But aside from that, one of the reasons I believe that Tasha K is really just out here just to put out content for the perks of putting out content is, and you know what they say, people won't believe the truth if the lie is more entertaining. It's something Ian Levan Zant had said one time. People will believe a lie instead of the naked truth, especially if the naked truth is very unappealing. I notice anything that comes out bad about Cardi B lately, Tasha K is really on it. Whether it's no receipts, whether there are no real receipts, she'll just come on it because it seems like she just wants to talk bad about Cardi B. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just what it's looking like. Notice the key word I used was seemingly, okay? It seems like she just wants to badmouth Cardi B because that's what gets the views. And let's be real, anything bad that comes out about either Nicki and Cardi, whether it's about them being in some beef or not, it's just good content so people can get a story trending. And I'm not gonna lie, it is true, and it is one of those strike while the iron is hot moments, but the vibe I'm getting is, you know what, from Tasha K, there's not too much journalistic integrity. There's just, I just want to say it because I believe it and I'm going to put it on my page, which is fine because it's her page and she can do whatever the hell she wants to do when it's her page. So aside from that, I feel like a lot of people are more against Tasha K and they're more for LovelyTi. And in my opinion, I will be more for LovelyTi only because LovelyTi has shown her true colors in a positive way. And she's always been like that. And again, I find it sad that she considers Tasha K a friend. Some people say Tasha threw her under the bus, which I kind of see and I kind of don't see, because Tasha K has said, oh, we put out our stories at the same night on the same time because we just wanted to trend and go viral. And I don't think LovelyTi intends to put out a story just to go viral. Again, she waits a couple of days and edits and to put out a story that the Shade Room will have sitting for a week. If the Shade Room has a story out for a week, a week later, LovelyTi is talking about it, because if she really wanted those views and those likes, she'll be, she'll let that story go out quick. Now, sometimes she has been quick to put out a story after I just heard about it from another site. But nowadays, she seems to be very, you know what? Let me take my time with this. It's not about just putting out the content. It's about, being true about this, finding out more information. Because while I've noticed that while other YouTubers are just talking about it and not necessarily backing it up with facts, they're just trying to get the story out there, which is fine, because you have to get the story and then you back it up when you find out more information. But LovelyTi wants to get it all at once, and if she's wrong, she will come back and fix it. Most of the time, she will come back and fix it. Speaking of journalistic integrity, I have to say, look, to be honest, unless you have some type of education or a degree in journalism, I do not consider these people on YouTube and the bloggers actual journalists. You may have some journalists working for you, but I really don't believe they're actual journalists. They're just people with a platform, a camera, who have a YouTube account and just give their opinion. I've actually taken journalism in college. In college, journalism was one of my courses for my communications minor. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. And one thing I learned, my very first journalism class, the one thing I learned, journalism, you tell the truth at all costs. And even if something was a lie, you come back and fix it. Because for the most part, if this was the real journalistic world and you intentionally put out a lie and doubled down on it, it's one thing that these media places have their own agenda. But if you put it out there and you double down on it, you can lose your journalistic integrity. You will lose your credibility. You will probably never work in a journalistic setting again. You will be a pariah. So, for example, remember that guy that actually put out a whole book about, I guess, his life experiences or something like that? He put out a whole book, and it actually became very famous with Oprah. It became on one of Oprah's favorite books list. And it turns out a lot of the stuff in the book he fabricated, and he became a pariah. And then next thing you know, even Oprah got caught in it. So you see what's going on? Oprah became guilty by association. He got his book and it was fabricated. A lot of the things were fabricated, and he became a pariah, and he probably never worked in journalism ever again. Because no one wants anyone with a lost credibility that's bad for their business. I feel like you could be very lucky if you ever get another shot again. Another thing about Tasha K is, I do believe that wine is getting to her. They say alcohol is bad for your liver. It seems like that too much wine. She's been drinking too much wine, and it's just bad for her brain. Notice she's actually started to drink a little less wine and a little more water, on Effery Fridays. I'm trying to censor this page as much as possible, but, I'm going to do my best. It seems like the wine is getting to her a little bit, It's like her behavior. I don't want to say it's erratic, because I know sometimes we get a little crazy, we get a little loud, we get a little fun, we get a little ratchet. That's her page, and that's kind of why I find it comical and funny. But I feel like nowadays she's kind of been pushing it to the edge. And I will say this. I have only been watching her on and off for a couple of months. I've been a lot consistent with her lately, watching her old videos, listening to her old videos, and I've seen a lot of her videos straight, but it's not like I've been a subscriber for years, okay? I don't subscribe to her because, like I said, I have to watch a lot of your content to see, hey, do I like you? So let me see if I can actually stick with it. So I've been just on and off with her for a few months. There are a few things I've noticed. Now, with a lot of wine, you know how they say alcohol loosens you up? I believe sometimes she's a little bit too loose on her channel. So when she was talking about Cardi B being in that distasteful skit, the Real Housewives of the Civil Rights Leaders, and yes, it was a very distasteful skit, and I am so mad that even any of those women were in that skit. As Tasha K was saying, she said, you know what? Men are going to cheat. Let the man cheat. Let the man cheat. Now, look, even though I agree men cheat, and 80 to 90% of men cheat, because even if you think the man is trustworthy, you always find out that he cheated at least once. Now, I agree that a lot of men cheat, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to up and give him the permission to cheat. And in my opinion, if a man cheats, the woman should cheat back. Not because I condone cheating, but because if you want to really make it even, you need to realize that your woman can go out there and get anyone she wants. Don't believe that there are a whole bunch of guys not sliding in your woman's DMs. Don't believe that you're the best thing that ever happened to her because she took you in, or you had a lot of money, or you saved her from something. She could get with anyone, believe it or not. Women nowadays are not this subservient, submissive type people. Even though we still have a lot of learning to do, you know, there are women who will go out and cheat on you and if given the chance, or if they felt betrayed. Like, a lot of women cheat because they just want to get back at the men who cheated on them. Now, another thing I can't respect about Tasha K, and that still bugs me to this day, was one of her videos. She mentioned Amara La Negra. Now, if you don't know who Amara La Negra is, she is an Afro-Latina Dominican singer and artist, and she was on Love and Hip Hop Miami. At this time that Tasha K made this video, Amara La Negra, who we know has a big Afro 4C type Afro hair, and you know, very recognizable. She heavily promotes that. And at this time, at a certain point in time, she was wearing this wig that was 3C type hair and long, and she looked really good in it, as she always does. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. And she's very much well known for her big afro. Now, Tasha K basically said, oh, Amara La Negra with her fake wig. She basically kind of criticizes Amara, say, you can't pick and choose whether to be black. But in the same breath, you talk about Rachel Dolezal and you say, you know that woman, let her be black. So what I find funny is Amara La Negra, a black woman, a Dominican black woman, you know, dark skin, 4C natural hair, who's promoting that in the Latino community and in the music industry itself. She's promoting dark skin, 4C natural hair Latinas, and you're telling her she can't pick and choose whether to be black. She's claimed both. She has claimed her Afro-Latina heritage, and she has claimed being an actual black person. Like, she has never taken sides. From what I can see, I did hear that she was screaming All Lives Matter at one point, which, you know, if she has, that is a problem. But I find it funny that an actual black woman who's lived her whole life as a black woman, you're criticizing her. And I don't think it matters that she's wearing an Afro wig. At least she's promoting 4C natural hair. And yes, I would like to see the actual real thing, but who else in the industry is really wearing 4C natural hair afros out loud and proud and about? Maybe there are a few, but we don't see it. But who really is promoting that type of hair? You know what I'm saying? Or is that being heavily promoted? But you're telling her, an actual dark-skinned black woman with actual 4C natural hair, who, and I've seen their actual hair, you're telling a 4C natural hair, dark-skinned black woman who also claims her Afro-Latina heritage that she can't pick and choose whether to be black. But Rachel Dolezal, who's lived half her life a white woman before she thought that she can just up and change and be black because she so identifies as that, let her be black. Like, that's the logic I do not get about black people, specifically black people like that. And I do not like people comparing it to transgender identity. That is not the same thing. Yes, gender and race are social constructs, but they are not the same, okay? Look at what gender is being treated better than what race, okay? White trans women are not being treated the same as black trans women or other trans women of color. So miss me with the whole, if anyone could be a woman, if there could be transgender, there can be transracial. That is not true. Okay, even some cisgender women have a problem with transgender women. I'm really tired, especially of black women. Like, this is how you actually erase your existence. So now every single white woman can just don blackface and say, oh, it's because I identify. No. And just because Rachel Dolezal is down for the movement, she could just be her white self and be down for the movement, okay? It actually would have benefited the movement even more if she just stayed white, because this is how they can use their privilege and their platform, especially if they care for the movement. You know what I'm saying? But you just saying I identify, and I do believe she has something going on up here to say that, because you don't really know the struggles of an actual black person or a black woman. So no, this woman is not black just because she says I identify, and us saying let her be black because she identifies and she's down for the movement. That one, that does not increase our numbers, and two, this woman is not black. She has not lived her whole full life as being black. Now, apparently, I didn't see the documentary on Netflix, but apparently the reason she feels like she identifies was because she felt bad for the her foster black siblings that were taken in, and apparently her parents were abusing them, you know, physically and sexually, and they just wanted to get those government checks. Now, if that's the case, I feel bad for her and I feel bad for her siblings, but that, I understand the correlation. When you feel excessively bad for something, you want to put yourself in those shoes. And that's great. She wanted to go as far as that. But let me tell you something. That is not the real way to go about it. Again, you can use your privilege and your platform of being a privileged white person, white woman, to actually help them and even report your parents. But you said, no, I identify as black and I'm black, and you're doubling down. And let's be real, the white woman got a Netflix documentary and you guys are tuning into it. And I find it funny how you're just allowing this to happen. I blame the black folks that are just allowing this to happen. Like, it's nothing against her. It's nothing against anyone or her identity. It's just the fact that, look, no matter how you slice it, this woman isn't black. I don't believe in transracial, and you can believe in whatever you want, but let's be real. This is not how we increase our numbers. Transracial identity, I do believe, is a problem, because if I went out there and say, I want to be white, I identify as white, I'll probably get slammed a lot by saying, oh, you don't like being black? I'll probably get slammed a lot for doing that. But let this white woman be black, because, right, let's erase all black women and let just all these white women just be black, right? This is how we get run over. This is how we get erased. We just allow certain things to happen. So yeah, that's my little rant. Mind you, this was not here to be a bashing video, heavily criticizing video. This was just me getting my opinion out there. So thanks, guys. So if you like that video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will hopefully see you in the next one.